Good morning, everybody. How we doing? It's Friday. We're getting the salute out. Hope you're all well. Hope you've had a cracking week. And hope you're looking forward to the game on Sunday. We're going to be speaking about City. It's not a huge game in the course of our season because we're doing so crap in the Premier League. But given that we've got Lyon on Thursday, it's an opportunity to build some much-needed confidence. I wouldn't even say momentum because, it just doesn't happen at United anymore. But a bit of confidence winning the derby will always help. I'm going to run through a little bit of early team news from United. We'll run through your predictions, all in the chat, and then my starting 11 video will go out later today. We're also going to hear from, going to run through Ornstein's latest Q&A where he spoke about Osimhen's future, Saudi Arabia. He spoke about Mason Mount's future. I'll run through the news, and you'll let me know what you think in the comments below, as you always do. So get involved in the chat, all right? Oh, a couple of announcements I've got to make this morning as well. One announcement is I want to say a big thank you to JC, because JC has come in there and gifted 50 to kick off the Friday. Round of applause, everyone, for the main man. All hail King JC. Now, can all of you get in the Discord, please? Alex, I'm sure, is doing a fantastic job in there with Joe and all the other mods in making Discord a wonderful place. And we are just over 5,000, I think, away from reaching 500k. The road to 500k really is underway. I'm still in chats with I'm trying to get in touch with the software people. That's the problem. There's a little bit of a delay there. I want to try and bring some more interactivity into it. I want to do some prizes, some raffles. Ideally, a PS5 raffle, make it a bit fun in this road to 500k. I'm looking forward to it. Right. Let's see who's here from the Modern Member Gang. Good morning to you, and Alex, Stephanie, you're there as well. And Josh, how you doing, buddy? We've got JC, as I just said there. We've got Steve, Denham, we've got Tom, we've got Matt, Ryan, we've got Haley, we've got Bjorn, Lisa, we've got Lyle, and we've got Exotic Alpha. Very nice indeed. Good morning to all of you. Alex, that was an announcement you made to me, and I forgot about that. United People's TV have got an FC25 club, so if you want to get involved in that now, reach out to Alex on the Discord. I'm sure he'll give you the details, and it'll be fun to start doing stuff like that. Next season, I want to do like a proper United People's TV, like predictions league, with prizes. Well, we've started doing those, but it's never been properly tracked because we don't have that community leader properly. It's something that annoys me a lot. I'll be totally honest. Alex, we're going to have a chat again. I just need someone to lead the community with the same sort of enthusiasm that I lead all the content I'm doing. I'd love to do both, but I just can't. I just don't have the time to do both. Now, something I want to announce here quickly, right? This is fun. So, I always like getting you involved in what we're doing, right? I think the community really is the core of this channel, okay? So, on the podcast, at the end of every episode on the podcast, which, of course, you all listen to, I read out some of the comments that you leave on the pod. But what we've got now is I've got United People's TV business WhatsApp number. So, I'm going to give it to you now. Get your pen and paper out. And then you can now send in your voice notes. So, right, write this down. So the number is 07471 962 384. I'm going to put it down in the chat as well. And I'll put it with the international dialing code on it as well, just in case you're outside the UK. So if you want to get involved in the podcast now, send a voice note on WhatsApp to that number with your name, by the way. Don't just give me a voice note with no name, otherwise I have no idea who you are. And then I can play your voice notes out. And I might actually start doing it at the end of the live show every day. I can just bring the voice notes here, bring it to the mic. It might be just a cool way to bring more of your voices into what we do and give the community more of a voice. So make sure you note that number down. It should be fun. And don't send me any porn noises. Don't send me any mad stuff. I know you probably would anyway, but if you do, I'll just block you. So you can do it once, but we'll just get blocked. So you're kind of wasting your own time there, really. Right, let's get into the Friday show. As always, going to run through the news before I get into talking about United. And this just makes me laugh, man. Who do you think is the most corrupt club? It might be Barca. It might be Barca. Who's more corrupt than Barca? You could say Real Madrid, considering all the loans that they've got from the bank, but the links to the king, they're not going to get them really called back in. Chelsea? It's up there. Barcelona, with all their levers, man, they do not care. But this is Sam Wallace from the Telegraph. There's 100 million euros missing from Barcelona's accounts. La Liga declared the league leaders non-compliant with FFP. And that makes me laugh, right? There's been 3 different auditors for Barcelona in 5 months. I thought the whole concept of an audit was it's kind of like independent. Is it government? I didn't know whether it had to be government-led, but the idea of auditors is to come in and say, well, this is what you say your accounts are. Let's take a look at your accounts and actually find out. Yeah, Lyle, I could just do that WhatsApp web, but that'll be a little bit dangerous. I need to listen to the voice notes first before I let you hear them. Anyway, I think it's a cool way to elevate what we're doing and to bring the community in, because it has to be sort of simple and a good way for me to integrate it, and this seems the best way. So if you want to get involved, I've sent you the WhatsApp number there now. Shax, thank you very much for gifting 5 memberships, lad. Barcelona, Real Madrid, City, PSG. I think Barcelona are right up there. Absolutely are. Do you know what's hilarious that happened last night? I'm sure you all watched it. If my sound's cutting out every 4 seconds, Ice Cold Mower, you know what to do. Refresh your YouTube. YouTube seems to be bugging out a little bit often these days. It definitely bugged out with the release of the captain's video. And it's really annoying how many of you get that. But you know what to do? If you ever get it, just refresh. If you're on desktop, refresh the browser, close it, open it again. Or if it's on your phone, just close it and open it again. It's like the standard. You know, you always used to ring BT. Have you tried turning it off and on again? You'd be surprised how often that actually fixes things. So if you do get it. Anyway, this made me laugh. What is Postecoglou doing? Last night, Chelsea beaten Spurs 1-0. And so basically what happened here was, I'm not sure if you saw the game, you know, but if you didn't, Sarr got an equaliser for Spurs, and then it was pulled back for VAR, went through 6 minutes, and then it got ruled out. But the Spurs fans were chanting to Postecoglou that you don't know what you're doing when I think he took Bergvall off. I remembered his name. They took Postecoglou took Bergvall off for Sarr, and then Sarr scored just after Spurs fans were chanting, you don't know what you're doing, and he's there. He's giving it the big one. And even more funny than that, he's saying it's misinterpreted. He was saying that all I wanted to do was hear my fans chanting. Wah. Wah, wah. Anyway, that ship has sailed, isn't it? Isn't it weird? I suppose it's not weird, but how one manager that can be the media darling, and he was the media darling for a good long time. Eric Ten Hag got a much harsher treatment far sooner than Postecoglou did, and any Spurs fans can try and deny that if they want to, but I've watched it all in real time. But yeah, the ship has firmly sailed with Postecoglou. If he survives until the end of the season, he won't be their manager next season. You'd be absolutely amazed. But I just found that quite funny. Literally, your fans are chanting, you don't know what you're doing. You're like, come on in. And then that goal gets ruled out. Sancho played. Don't give a toss. Don't care. Don't want to give any more energy to that kid. And he is a kid. Acting like a kid the whole time. Just made me laugh. Yeah, I've seen someone commented down there on this, so I'm going to speak about it now. I saw this yesterday, but I just decided to leave it. I don't know, I just couldn't be bothered to speak about it. So, of course, you know, but if you don't, the Glazers own the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, an NFL team, of course, in Tampa Bay, Florida. Far closer to home for them. And the Buccaneers they've been speaking about what they're doing with the stadium. Was it Raymond James Stadium? Whether they're going to renovate it or whether they're going to build a new stadium. And they're going to renovate it. And you're seeing and hearing. I can't be asked to get him on my screen here. I could show you. There's an interview with Joel Glazer, all front and center, just speaking about Tampa Bay Bucks and speaking about the stadium and actually having a physical presence. This is the Glazers' priority, man. This is what they care about. Because it's the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It is on their doorstep. And also part of it is they are chasing public funding. Because in America, it won't ever happen in the UK, but in America, states end up contributing a lot to stadium renovations that happen, not all the time, but with certain stadium projects because of the franchise system in America. If anybody down here is American can help me on this. First of all, go back to bed because it's early as hell there. Secondly, because franchises can just move. Like, who were they? You know, what are they called? Oakland Raiders moved to Las Vegas, right? So a franchise can completely move state, can just shift across. So states have to woo Super Bowl teams to stay in their states by half paying for their stadiums. So that's what they're doing. They're chasing public money. And therefore, they pop out of their hole underground. I think it was the Raiders. Some saying the Raiders have moved 4 times. Well, I didn't know that. Either way, this is sort of their focus, if you ask me, because it's on their doorstep. They can't just hide away from it. It's not across the pond. It's in their hometown. I hate that family so much. Anyway, this is a nice photo. Distraction. Kieran, you're saying it happened with the Colts. They upped sticks and ran away overnight to Indianapolis from Baltimore due to lack of state funding. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, that's all the Glazers are doing. It's a money grab. It's another money grab by the Glazers. You know, also, there's a final point on that. I was researching into it. I can't be asked to do it. I'm not doing a video on this. But I'm pretty sure that in 2018, when the Tampa Bay Bucks did I think it was in the region of 150 to 180 million pounds worth of renovation to the stadium, only a very small percentage of that was paid for by the state. And I think the Glazers actually put money into it. Physical money. Of which they've never put a penny into Manchester United. Again, showing where their priorities are. But anyway, it's a cracking photo. So, don't know who wants to be the travel agent in the comments, but somebody's got to organise United People's TV tour because we're going to Buenos Aires, all right? We've got to go and see a game. I want to see Rojo get a red card. I want to see Herrera. I don't know, just have a good game. And then Cavani get a hat-trick. That's all I'm asking for. It's not much. Do any of them actually play for Buenos Aires? I don't actually know. I've got so much ratings for Herrera just going over there just for the experience of playing for Boca Juniors. He's had a pretty cool footballing career, man. Obviously, athletic club in and around the Basque region playing. Remember that team they had? Was it Munain, Herrera? Who else in that team? They had some great players. Can't remember any now. Just Munain and Herrera. Who else in midfield? Oh, never mind. Then joined United. Then he went to PSG. That's less exciting. Where did he go after PSG? I can't remember. Yeah. Boca Juniors is in Buenos Aires. That's what I said. I need to go there. Oh, yeah, Javi Martinez. That's a good one. Yeah. Who else is in that team? Can't remember. Llorente? Damn. We got spanked. Was that? Well, that was Fergie. We got spanked by that team. I'd love to go to. Is the Bombonera getting renovated, replaced? Don't actually know. He went back to Bilbao. What guy? I'd love to do a podcast with Herrera. That'd be fun. Actually, no, I'd just like to go get drunk with him. That'd be more fun. Right. I just want to say thank you to everybody who eventually had the opportunity to watch this video. It was our latest United People's production. And it was an exploration of what makes a great United captain. Because obviously the Keane and Bruno argument, debate, I don't really know what you want to call it. Just Keane going after Bruno. it led us to want to do this video because there are very different styles of captains that have existed at United. And you know what the ultimate irony, which we speak about in this video, when it comes to Roy Keane, is probably the reason that Roy Keane gets angry with Bruno as a captain is because he sees so much emotion on the pitch from Bruno. And he probably sees that as a weakness. That's not what you should do as a leader. But at the same time, what made Roy Keane such a great captain was emotion. It's just a different version. It's just a different emotion. So it's kind of ironic that Keane has a go at Bruno for having that emotion on the pitch when it was the emotion that made Roy Keane such a fierce person. A captain say, but no one's sitting here and disagreeing with that. Keane is by far a better captain than Bruno. Keane is the best captain we've ever had. But just because somebody does something differently than you, it doesn't mean that they have absolutely no leadership qualities, which is basically Keane's argument. Anyway, go and watch that video. We speak about Keane, Bruno, Robson, Cantona, Neville. A little bit of Vidic too. I think you'll enjoy it if you haven't seen it already. But of course you've seen it. Come on. Right. Let's have a little brief conversation about Osimhen and Mount's future. Basically, David Ornstein did a Q&A and just did a few answers. All right. Thank you very much, Steez, saying that you're enjoying the United People's productions. I love them, man. I can't... Honestly, we've been working on it in the background. I'll give you a little preview now. So, we already spoke about what the 9th of April was. Coming on Wednesday. Just by coincidence, Wednesday is literally the 10th anniversary of United People's TV. It's when I founded the channel. So what we're going to do on that live show that day, we're going to have a little bit of fun in the morning, maybe take a look back at some older videos, just have a nostalgic chat through the years. But also, we've got plans for a United People's production video to come out that night, which will be very different to any video that we've done so far. And probably, I know I say this quite a lot about like, oh, this is the best production. I'm probably more excited about the release of this one than I have been about the release of a lot of the videos that we've done, because it's a different video. And if it works and it resonates and people enjoy it, it opens up a door for us to do so many stories, so many different types of videos on this channel. So I really, really hope it works. So if there's one video this month that you're going to support on the channel, please support that video that goes out on the 9th of April. We're dropping the trailer at some point next week. We're working on it in the background. Anyway, Osimhen. This is what David Ornstein said. He was asked down there. He goes, any potential that Chelsea could change their recruitment strategy? Secondly, any hope that Osimhen will come to Chelsea? Yes, Anne, I remember the madness of that WhatsApp group. The WhatsApp group, which is muted on my phone because it has to be muted. I actually mute all groups on my phone. Does anyone else do that on WhatsApp? I have to mute the groups. Otherwise, my phone would go nuts 24/7. Anyway, David Ornstein here saying that there seems to be a consensus among Premier League clubs that Victor Osimhen's most likely destination is Saudi Arabia. Part of that will be down to the affordability of his wages, but let's see. So just a suggestion there from the Orn that the money... And yeah, if you're looking at all the strikers that we're linked with, I'm going to run through a list of 15 players, by the way, in a second. Osimhen's wages are probably going to be the most, aren't they? Now, Laurie Whitwell here is saying, look, if United can afford him, of course they'll want to sign him. Champions League football will get involved. Geez, the Telegram group. The WhatsApp Telegram. Oh, my God. I remember that when we first launched it, because I wanted to launch Discord, but there was such a kickback from so many members of the community because it was kind of hard. They didn't really know what Discord was. And I listened to those, unfortunately, and launched a Telegram group that just ended up being a complete madness, a proper madness. Discord, it might be daunting on the way in, but once you're in it and you understand it, it's certainly a better place overall for a community of our size. Telegram just couldn't cope with it. We're too big. That was funny, man. I forgot about that Telegram. Anyway, Osimhen's one to watch. I feel like I've spoken about Osimhen more than any other striker this week, haven't I? I'm going to run through a list of 15 next. But let's have a little brief chat about Mason Mount. Again, this is from David Ornstein, when he was asked about sort of Mason Mount's future. He goes, you never know in this industry, but I don't expect Mason Mount to leave. United will be focused on keeping him fit and bringing out the best of him because he's a great fit for the setup. And furthermore, I can't see any club offering United the level of money to produce an accounting profit. And again, boring, but that's kind of part and parcel of what transfers are these days. What price are they on the books? How much would we have to sell Mason Mount for now to make a profit on him overall, because we've amortized the payment and it gets split over X amount of years, so therefore we paid off X, but we still have to pay off X, and therefore we need to sell him for X amount of money to make a profit on the books. Mason Mount's going nowhere. Now, I've seen just like a random Twitter account. You know what I think about random Twitter accounts. I try not to speak about them too much, but there's a suggestion that Man United could be sending Mason Mount to Switzerland for 6 months to undergo, I don't even know what, a corrective rehab? I got no idea. Right? I got no idea. But it's a suggestion that because of his injuries, United want to draw a line in the sand and just send him away for 6 months and then bring him back, and then he's a cyborg and he's perfect after that and no more injury problems. I don't really see United doing that. Maybe I'm wrong. That would be some call. I think look, Mason Mount's not going to go anywhere next season. Just stay fit, dude. What does he do? What does he do? Like, what do United do? Like, Siraj, you're going down there, sell him. Well, we're not going to be able to. It's just not possible. So just completely rule it out. And I'm not just saying that off the back of David Ornstein saying it. I've thought it as well. No one would pay United enough money this summer to move Mason Mount on and United to make a profit. There's no suggestion that Oli got injured this week. Daniel, you're saying they did it with Sancho. Sancho was a bit different, man. Sancho was not to do with injuries. Sancho was to do, a lot of it was to do with the mental side of it, just away from the spotlight. And I always go back to it. That is the reason why I will never give Sancho the time of day. Like you won't see that again. I don't think so anyway. You won't see a player of Sancho's wages and like the level he was at United in terms of, he was one of the most expensive signings and the biggest wage signings, and then we just gave him 3 months off mid-season because his headspace wasn't correct. And he came back and basically threw that back in the face of Ten Hag. I don't care what, Ten Hag shouldn't have said this in public, shouldn't have said that in public. I'm like, Christ, man. He tried everything. And he still just went, sod that. No time for him whatsoever. Structured training program to help with fitness. Yeah, I agree with that, but 6 months away, I don't really see that happening. Mandler, he's saying the strangest/best thing just happened. Got a new job at a company after I told the manager after the interview that I'm a United fan and I follow United People's TV. Manager is also a United fan at work. I got your job. I'm joking, but congratulations on the new job. That's pretty cool. Actually, what's his name? I think it's Andrew. It's Andrew. It is. Big up, Andrew, if you're watching. Because I'm designing the new studio, getting all things ready, and then somebody just who reached out, who offered to help with part of the studio, is a United fan and also a subscriber. Just because I mentioned the idea that I was looking for designs and working in the background, and it's cool. You don't really, something that I and this is why I'm so looking forward to us doing a live show. I promise you the live show will happen. I promise you that. It just keeps getting delayed because I need someone to help me make that a reality. That's why I need somebody really to be a true community manager. Because I just don't have the time to commit to it that I need to. Anyway, I don't quite realise how important United People's TV is to a lot of people. Just like the actual chat in the community and the show itself, but just sort of the people that you meet. I get emails all the time, man. It's awesome. It really, really is. So big up to all of you. And I'm looking forward to, at some point, doing a live podcast in a pub before a game, having a few beers, watching the game, and then having some fun after. I'm really looking forward to that finally happening. Alex, it's not about booking a pub. We need to get a form submitted to the whole community. Where would you like it to be? Manchester or London? What sort of dates are you looking at? We need to do a community research, find out information about what people want, and then we take that and then we build a live show off the back of it. That's what we need to do. Anyway. Right. What's next? Oh, yeah, this. So this is an article from The Athletic that came out today, and it's a long old list of strikers. We've spoken about quite a lot of them, but 15 different strikers. Look at this. Like Victor Gyökeres is on that list. Of course, everyone's going to be interested in Victor Gyökeres. Who else? Alexander Isak. I don't think anyone's going to be able to afford him. I think he goes for north of 100. No one's going to be able to afford him. I don't think so anyway. So I think he stays at Newcastle. Maybe for one more year. After that, maybe it's different. Benjamin Sesko. Again, I think he might be priced out of a lot of moves, really. I think so anyway. We'll find out. Benjamin Sesko got Liam Delap, who, of course, we've spoken about plenty on this channel already, and I think we will be speaking about him more. And the same with Victor Osimhen. What are the names on this list? There's some names here that I haven't really... Darwin Nunu. He's going Saudi, isn't he? Hugo Ekitike. I saw yesterday that... This was from Bild in Germany, so it can't be taken as gospel. But the suggestion was that 80 million euros for Ekitike. I mean... Good luck. Is anyone really going to... No, don't think so. I do not think so. Next on the list is Openda from Leipzig. I haven't really watched that much of Leipzig, but he's on the list, apparently. Well, these aren't just like... These are just random... There's a few strikers here I'm like, who are you? Nick Woltermaid? Woltermaid? Let's just call him Nick. Nick's on the list. You got Mateus Cunha. And Athletic are actually putting down Forest as a maybe potential destination. Tierno Barry, I said it in the podcast this morning, it just sounds like a Poundland version of Thierry Henry. Thierry Henry from Wish. Plays for Villarreal. You've got Dusan Vlahovic on the list here as well. You've got Moise Kean from Fiorentina, who I don't think United will be looking at. And Jonathan David. And you've got, I think Mateta's the last one, isn't he? Mateta. So that's 15 different strikers on that list. I guarantee you can get some more. Hopefully at some point, I don't know whether it's going to be next week or the week after. Ideally next week, we'll see whether we can do it. Want to try and do a video on the channel, bringing you the name of, I don't know exactly how many, but the names of just some really exciting youngsters that United could be looking at. And probably will be looking at. Because I think these names that nobody knows about will be exciting. You know, more Sekou Kone, Diego Leon type signings. Yeah, Moise Kean only 25. Man, he was crap at Everton. He has been banging them in at Fiorentina. You know what's funny? Right, so we put this question out on the community tab on YouTube and asked you, so if you could choose one, which would you choose? Victor Gyökeres or Victor Osimhen? And the top comment cracked me up. We'll be lucky to sign Victor Moses. This is just a good comment. I just enjoyed that comment. Victor Moses, by the way, played as wingback for Conte when they won the league. Fun fact. Right, speaking about youngsters, let's move on to the next part of the show. United can definitely afford Jonathan David. He's free. But United can... in an ideal world, I think United would look at Jonathan David +1. He can play across all front three positions, by the way. One to watch. I imagine that the Jonathan David situation is going to be, well, who's going to pay the biggest signing on bonus? That's the beauty of being the free agent. Man, players must love, well, good players must love being a free agent. How much did Mbappe get? I have no idea how much Mbappe got. But a lot. Anyway, speaking about youngsters, speaking about United, some really good news here yesterday that Amir Ibrahimov signed his first professional contract at Manchester United on his 17th birthday, wasting absolutely no time. Of course, you can't sign a professional contract in the Premier League, or probably in all of England, really, until you're 17. So, congratulations to Ibrahimov, and he's just one of many players in our academy system who you can be excited about. He's a real technical player. You know, certain players, like me watching him over the last kind of couple of years, he's always looked a little bit above the players that he's played with. Someone's saying down there 150 mil signing on fee for Mbappe. I don't know how much it was, but he was literally the world's best player, wasn't he? I don't know how much it was, but it was definitely north of 10 million. Imagine that as a little bonus. I don't mind if I do. Anyway, congratulations to Ibrahimov. And mate, the Ibrahimov, I was thinking about it this morning. Could almost do like a video on this. I don't know whether it'll be worth a full video, or it's more like a short video, isn't it? Like the Ibrahimov genes. Like his brother is in MMA. I'm not sure what it's not UFC, I don't think. What's the other one called? Can't remember. And I think he's got a younger brother in the under 14s, under 15s at United. And I think there's also another younger brother, maybe plays for City. I don't know. But they've got footballers. They've got MMA fighters. They got some serious genes in that family. So big up to Ibrahimov for signing that contract. Yeah, there'll be some nuts tax on that. And also, this is a cool little video. This is Silva Mexes down there, who's a United player. Watch this. So this is him playing, you can see, in the under-17s Asian Cup. And he's 14 right now, playing for the under-17s. That's not Mexes. This is Mexes. Hut. Wait. See ya. Whoop. Skinned. Finished. Lovely. Now, fun fact. Who is his dad? Right? He is part of the academy system at Manchester United. He's 15, but a lot of people are excited. But you've got Silva Mexes, you've got JJ Gabriel, you've got Amir Ibrahimov. Yeah, soliloquy, you got it straight away. Rob Earnshaw's son. I mean, you never get that in a pub quiz. Never get that in a pub quiz. I mean, you probably would now. But was it this summer that he joined? Was it last summer? Can't remember. Either way, Robbie Earnshaw's son. Just crack me up. Maybe we'll get Robbie Earnshaw on commentary in 4 years' time, getting angry and bitter towards United about how his son didn't make... No, he won't be. See, Philip Mexes would have made more sense when you think about that. But it's not. It's Robbie Earnshaw. Either way, it's a cracking goal. Let's hope we don't get shut down for copyright. You shouldn't get shut down for copyright on that sort of stuff. But I just don't know. It is random. Very random indeed. Anyway, he's one to watch over the next couple of years. But Sunday, all right? Let me ask with a poll. Prediction. United win. Draw or City win. All right? Get your votes in. No mentioning James Wilson. It's illegal. Might actually ban the name James Wilson from the chat. Make me feel better about myself. Speaking of bloopers. The derby on Sunday, right? It's not a game which carries massive significance in the season, which is a real shame, by the way, because playing City in the derby on the 4th of April with 7 games or however many games to go, this should be a massive game. Sunday should be a huge game in the context of probably our season and City season. They've been crap. We are guffing the league. Get your predictions in. But it is a real shame. What I want to see is the hat-trick, right? That's Amorim just consoling Pep after spanking him with Sporting in his last Champions League game as Sporting manager. That's him just All smiles. I don't think he was smiling after, but at the Etihad before Ahmad's last-minute winner earlier this season. I want to see the hat-trick. Oh, wrong button. I want to see the hat-trick this weekend. Glenn is denting their top 4 hopes. I mean, you can try and put some jeopardy on this game if you want, but the truth is there is no jeopardy. Right, Mamouche is scoring a couple of goals. Haaland's out. I don't really need to. I'll run through the team news. That'll be today's video. I will wait for. I think Amram's press conference is like 12:30, something like that. I think so. Anyway, I hope we do it. I can't look at games now. Really, I'm just telling you how I am as a fan now. I don't think I can look at games and go, oh, if we win this, then we can build momentum and this and that. I've seen so many times we had momentum, then we had a bloody international break. Fantastic. I don't think it's about building momentum. I think it's just about like one game at a time, man. Just get some confidence. I genuinely thought we played confidently against Forest. That was a frustrating part. We moved the ball around so much quicker against Forest than we have done in pretty much every game. Not every single game, but most games under Amram. And what did we get to show for it? Nothing. Because the finishing was awful. Really was. Let's go and read some of your comments out. Ahmad to return and score once again. No, I don't think we'll be seeing Ahmad back for this game. Just hold him for the Europa League if he does come back. And Daniel asking the same question. Stephanie saying United doing the Premier League double over them and stopping them getting the Champions League. It would be funny. I mean, it's possible, right? Newcastle and Brighton. I'm not putting the league table up on here. I'm not going to do that to you. But it will always be good to win the derby. It's a shame that this one doesn't have the big, that big match energy you get, the nervous energy, because you know the consequence of losing, but you know the high that you would get by winning. I don't think this game has it in comparison to how it has in previous seasons. That's just the context of our season. It's the context of City's season. I hope that doesn't sort of deflate the players, right? Yeah, I'm only saying that name once, Solly. I'm never saying that again. Mouth still hurts from saying it. 3 minutes in, 300 votes. We've got 54% of you are saying United win. It's not as big as usual, but still a majority. Can you imagine if United stopped City from getting Champions League qualification and then win Europa League? I mean, it'd be nice. I wouldn't say it's the first derby with no significance, but I can't remember. We've just been shit for so long. Let's be totally honest. It would just be nice to win a derby. It would be nice to have the bragging rights. It would be nice to have a little bit of confidence because, mate, we've got Lyon on Thursday. That Lyon game is our season. Unless we can win that game and win the home leg and then go into the semi-final. And then that's our biggest game. We've got a max of 5 games left this season. A maximum. And it'll be glorious if we can win all 5 of those. City. Who else we got after that? Newcastle away. Then I think we've got Wolves. Villa last game of the season. I don't really know the rest of them. Let's read out some of your comments. We won't win if Garnacho starts on the left. It'll be interesting to see whether Mason Mount's considered fit enough to start this game. I don't think he will be. But he'll make a difference. We need more technical players. We need players who are comfortable bringing in the 2 number 10 roles, comfortable with their first touch going inside rather than outside. Don't know when Kobe is back. I think we might get an update on that in the lunchtime press conference. That's why I'm going to hold back on the Start 11 video until after the press conference, because I think there could be a couple of updates on the likes of who was missing from that game. Kobe was missing and he might come back quite soon. Yorov started. Heaven, let's see if we get an update on him. I don't think he'll be brought back in or rushed anytime soon. Either way, I'm looking forward to it, but it just doesn't have the same big game energy that it should, which is a real shame, but just just a truth about both of our seasons, United's and City's. But look, to wrap up the week, as always, come on, it's map day. See that there. Oh, yeah. We got lots of messages in. Shall I read this one out? Yeah, come on in. Got a first voice note. See if you can hear this. Get us on the map. It's Floyd. 1 second there.
Hi Sam, greetings. This is Floyd from Zambia. Buzzing to be here.
Yes, Floyd, big up. You're the first one you're the first one from the WhatsApp group. Loads of messages coming through. That's awesome. It works. Yes, Nabil, thank you for mentioning that. Forgot about that. Well, I didn't forget about it, but I forgot to mention it. Oh, God, where is it? Did you all hear that, by the way? Wasn't very loud. Low volume, right? Okay. Try and send louder voice notes then. Because that was full volume on my phone. All right. Maybe I'll get it plugged in onto the WhatsApp web. That could work. In fact, let me try that now. 1 sec. No, I can't. I can't do that mid-show. I'm not signed in. I'll do it after. On Sunday. All right. Is this. Don't know why Danny Murphy's there. But the 1958 are organising a sit-in protest after the City game. So it's there to get a visual representation to force United to keep stewards in to protest. All right? It's another form of protest. There's still going to be people that get angry that United aren't just boycotting the stadium. And I've said it so many times how difficult it is going to ever be for United to do that. For fan groups to do that in United, because it's such a diverse stadium. There's so many different people coming from so many different countries and so many different purposes. Some are coming from a birthday, some it's their first time at Old Trafford, others are season ticket holders, and it's just very, very hard to get everybody to do one thing. So if you can, and you want to get involved in a sit-in protest that's happening after the game on Sunday. Right? Now let's get a few of you onto the map. Tell you what. Oh no, Floyd, you didn't say where you're from. Well, you said from Zambia. But you didn't say anything else. It's wicked how many of you already messaged in. How many got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 different peeps. All straight in. But let me know where you're watching from, the city and the country. I'll get a few of you added onto the map. The latest points, we've got Swindon. What a place. Onya in Norway. Jakarta in Indonesia. Rome in Italy. Lisbon in Portugal. Do we have Kyoto? I don't know. Should we have Kyoto? Alien, watching from Kyoto in Japan. Ronnie, if you're watching. Ronnie, who works on the channel, he went to Japan, 3 weeks ago? And he's really sad now because he's not in Japan anymore. We've got Tombu watching from Naples. Now, Tombu, can I ask you to go and do me a job? I've been told, or I've read somewhere, that Scott McTominay's got a mural. I need to get a photo of this. So I think that'll be an awesome post to do for Instagram. Does McTominay have a mural in Naples? If he does, somebody send it into the WhatsApp group. Or maybe you can make like a channel where everyone goes in together. I don't really know. Maybe the channel will be nuts. Maybe we won't do that again. And we've got one more. We've got Yangon watching from Myanmar. Well, I hope you're all right, Yang. And no, I'm Cree. You're watching from Yangon in Myanmar. Well, I hope you're all right because some horrible shit going down there. There's 3 onto the map. We'll wrap that up for today. Thank you all for tuning in. And I'll say it one more time. Let me give you the number, right? This number here is the brand new United People's TV and podcast. 962384. That's the new business number. Business. And if you want to get involved in the podcast, send in your voice notes. Make sure you leave your name and the question that you want to ask or a funny story you want to tell about United. I don't really know. I don't really mind. As long as it's fun, then get involved. And also, I'll probably start bringing them into the live show as well. At the end of it, we can bring some of your questions that you bring into that you send in every day. Have a cracking weekend. Today, we'll get the live. The starting 11 for City. Tomorrow I might do that video on Garnacho I said I was going to do. And Sunday we've got a derby, and I'll be here after the derby. All right? Have a cracking weekend, everybody. Looks lovely outside. Go and get some sunshine. Take it easy.